FMtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Hope y'all are having a lovely day this Wednesday afternoon, evening, or morning, depending on where you are. Hello, Nick. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. All right. So today we are finishing up the Developing with AI series with Nick. Real quick, if you'd like to support the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. We have our FM Training annual subscription bundles. There are 3 options. Feel free to pick the one that you feel is most suitable for you. Every once in a while, people pop onto my stream and go like, "Hey, Margaret, love the streams. Don't really love the format, or I love the idea of learning new FileMaker stuff, but the hour is too long for me." This is what our videos are for. We cover a huge variety of topics and like over 100 plus hours of video content in very small bite-sized video formats where you can like put away 10 to 15 minutes of your day and learn something new about FileMaker. Um, that all being said, if you look at all this, you're like, I love all this, but I don't actually want to code this stuff myself, feel free to reach out to support at rcconsulting.com. We have a huge variety of senior engineers who can help you with your FileMaker development needs. You see a lot of them on stream: Calvin Moselman, Jonathan Ray, Nick Hunter. Jacob also does stuff for servers. I know a lot of you have had your server assembled and created by Jacob Taylor. So, with that all being said, I think we're probably good. Nick! Would you like to
Yes.
tell me what we're doing today?
Okay, today we continue the series and we end the series about outsmarting yourself with AI. So
Yes.
yeah, the boss said yesterday was boring, but it was about security, and security is always boring. Okay, so
You
so
want to share your screen?
yeah, I'm going to share my screen. So yeah, it was we need to I need to come with this, and to explain security about what happened behind the scene when you send stuff to ChatGPT, when you ask something to ChatGPT, when it's the same, you need to use the same safeguard as you will do by sending an email, or every time you get data outside of your FileMaker server, well, you are at risk. It's not AI issue. It's not. It's the issue for everything, right? So and most of people, like I'm saying, in the late 80s, I mean the late 90s, early 2000, especially early 2000, you will understand why. On early 2000, it was the boom of the internet and the boom of people getting equipped in their offices and stuff like that. And back in the day, I was extremely busy here in France, right? Because it was the beginning of all the doctors and medical practitioners. They had to be connected to a centralized server, right? And to pretty much send all their medical stuff about their patients, right? And they need to equip. So everybody said, "Oh yeah, what about security? What about security? What about security?" And back in the day, I used to say the same thing. Unless you know where Bin Laden is hidden, nobody cares about what you have on your computer. So, and that's true for most people, or people will care if you hide something. So, I'm talking about being hacked, being attacked, right? So, but doesn't mean you need to be reckless, okay? But you don't have to be crazy, because if you send an email using Gmail, you gave the permission to Google to use, abuse, read, and scan and reuse all what you send on your emails, right? So and the same if you use Facebook, well, you give Facebook the same right, and TikTok and whatever, WhatsApp, you know. So yeah. So sometimes people are what I'm saying this is this. It's say, oh yeah, I don't drink. I'm not drinking wine, but I'm smoking 2 packs of cigarettes. That will ruin your health anyway, you know. So that's the same thing. So but you need to be careful with the data you handle. For example, once in my life I used, I hold, sensitive data from my customers. Once in my entire career, right? When I say sensitive data, I was like what they call in England the NI number, that is the pretty much a social security number for US people, US citizens. So that's it, right? But when you handle your customer data, first you need to have a very serious, what's the name, setup server, FileMaker server. And when you get out data, you need to be careful what you do. Okay? So don't get out from your FileMaker server sensitive data. That's all. But ChatGPT is not the culprit. Is that if you get out, don't send by email sensitive data. Right? I never sent my bank account by email. Never. Bank account number or credit card number. Never. You never send that by email, right? You call the guy on the phone, or you send a picture, or you send whatever, but you don't send an email, or you don't send that by messenger, right? Or SMS, right? So that's simple rules. And we went to all the rules yesterday. So you know what happened on ChatGPT, and it's no more or less insecure than an email or a messenger or something like this. So now what I want to show you, okay, is how to deal with ChatGPT security, right? And how we can handle this. So first, I don't know if you know that, but ChatGPT is pretty much the best sample data generator ever. I used to use their generate data, right? A website, that was generating data, but ChatGPT is really, really cool. I said, for example, can you generate a CSV with 100 records with fields like FileMaker UUIDs, full name, phone, and countries? And I say use EU countries and add USA, which it did, right? I have EU countries and some USA people, right? So, and he did that. So I got a CSV file, right? I got a CSV file. Where is it? Where is my number? Okay, here. This is my CSV, right? So I import my CSV in FileMaker, right? So now I can continue the demo, right? Which the demo will be, I'm going to export this, right? So contact, test, phones, okay? So I'm going to send that on CSV, okay? And I'm going to send the ID, the phone, and the country. I'm not going to send the name, okay? So I'm going to export this, and I'm going to import this, right, in ChatGPT, right? And I say, can you format the phone based on their country and generate a CSV back to me. Let's see what happens. Okay. And so I sent just ID, phone, and country. And I said to format this phone based on the country. Okay. We'll see what happens. So I don't know why it's doing this, this free stuff. So let's see what happens. And so the file is going to down. Okay, so let's download this. Okay, download the file. Okay, so you download the file. Here we go. Just the USA had problem with the USA. That's funny. It works very well for all the countries, right? It did well here. It did well here, but sometimes I don't know why. If it failed for the USA, but Italy is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Greece correct. Very well. Do I have France here? Because that's the country I know. France, yeah. He switched. He would have said 6, 25, 46. It moved, a little bit. But anyway, the Netherlands, I'm not sure if that's correct. Maybe. Portugal, Greece is correct. France, I don't know what happened. So it's not good on this. France is plus 33, sure. You don't do the 0 if you call from outside, right, of the country. You do the 0 only if you're inside. But it should have said, because if you should have said 06 with a 0 like this, 25, 46, 64, 80. Okay. So I would say, hey, for France, for example, you say you did this and fix it to this, right? This is correct way, right? By block of 2. This is French way, okay? So please fix and regenerate. Let's see what happened. But all the country it fix it, right? So, but the demo here is not just, so we did that. So let's see if he fixed it. Okay. Yeah. The US, I have no idea why. The US, he didn't fix it. He fixed here, but anyway. So I show you how to fix. That means, okay, France now is correct, right? So he fixed it. We can do the same for the US, but this is not a part of the demo. The part of the demo is to import. So now that I have this file, I can do a replace, right? So I sent something. So I didn't have to send the name and I can reconcile with another way, right? So you import from this file and you say you do an update, right? So update on this, and you're going to update matching the ID, and you're going to update the phone and the country you don't need. You sent the country over there as a reference to format the phone number alongside with the ID. Then now you're back with their IDs, but it's just the phone you need to replace matching the ID, but the country you don't, right? So just import this, boom, right? Is there. So you update your fonts, right? So of course, you can do that automatically. That means you can do like, when you have something like this, let's say you want to automatically get your phone number formatted, right? Like this, which is cool. You don't want to do that every time that you enter phone number, go to ChatGPT, and no, you do that at nighttime. You select all the records you change or create today, right? And you send that to ChatGPT, and then you come back with a file, right? So with the JSON, for example, and that could be a nice demo as well, right? So you send something to ChatGPT like this with a schedule script on server, and then the server do it. You don't fill it, and every night you update, right, your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you
We
saw,
have a
yeah,
question
go
real
ahead. Yeah.
fast.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have you had any issues with the download files not being available? If so, how do you correct that issue?
When
So
you download,
ChatGPT gives you a download file and you can't actually
yeah,
download.
okay. So that means your chat is too long. So okay. So I talked about that, last week. Okay. So ChatGPT, when the chat is too long, that means you have too many things in the chat. When I said the chat is this, the chat, like this one, it starts to be a little bit long. Okay. So when the chat is too long, or when you keep changing topic within the same chat, right? You start talking about phone numbers, and then you start talking about invoices, and then you start talking about contacts, and then you can orders, and then you start talking about the grammar recipe of the cookies, and then back to FileMaker. At one point, it doesn't know anything. It doesn't understand, right? It doesn't. So when you have things like this, weirdness happening during their, the chats, like downloading, uploading, or if you ask ChatGPT, can you generate that PDF? And say, oh, okay, are you sure you want me to generate the PDF? Can you answer those questions, and then I will do it? Or you will say, oh, you know what? Yes, okay, I'm going to do it later, right? Don't worry, I'm going to inform you when it's ready. This is bullshit. Okay, so that means the chat is too long, right? So you mean when you can download, and you have like a red banner here saying that errors are, or file not not available, or something like this. So you have two reasons why. First, like I said, the chat is too busy, too many topics, too long, and you need to go create a new one, a new chat, and ask your stuff on the new chat. Or what it can be, it happens sometimes to me, if the file you ask is too big or is large, you need to give ChatGPT the time to generate it. I mean, it's not because you see this that the file is ready. You might have to wait, like, I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, something like this. Sometimes it happens, right? So you need to wait until the file comes. It happens more often when you generate PDFs, right? Generating PDF for ChatGPT is not easy task. So when it's about data, don't ask for PDF, ask for CSV, right? So that's faster for him, for ChatGPT, right? So do we have another question?
I asked Copilot how to do it in FileMaker. Oh, hold on. Never mind. That wasn't a. Feel free to post it, David. But that wasn't the question I thought it was. So you're good at the moment. So we can
Okay.
continue.
Yeah. So there, the ChatGPT things, when you use ChatGPT to do things for you. So yesterday we talked about the security thingy. You send things to ChatGPT. When you send your data, the customer data, first you need to know if you have the right to do that, right? Like I said, sometimes you have sensitive data, and by law, it shouldn't get out of the country. So depending on which country you live, don't send that to your US, or web, server, because it's out of. You can do that, especially when you are in the medical or when you do, official or government business stuff like this. You shouldn't do that, or you have, like your customer has ISO 9000, like certification, that part of the chart that you shouldn't get out of, with your data, right? So stuff like that, you need to make sure of this. But most of the time, like I said, the ChatGPT doesn't care. They don't keep it. They don't even know what you talk about, right? So especially when you are anonymous, like I just did, right? Sending phone numbers, you have country phone numbers, and then, or you can be anything, right? So, but you can ask ChatGPT to do many things, right? So, but so thing very good is you can use ChatGPT like I did here to generate, um, you know, uh, sample data. I'm using ChatGPT now for sample data because you can generate pretty much what you want, right? So, and also, for example, you can send a list of countries, right? Like this. So just an example of what you can do. So you say, okay, this is your countries. Yeah, I'm not in the right country. Let's say I'm going here and I'm going here, and this is my countries, right? Let's say this is my countries, and I export this list on common. Okay, this is my countries. Countries. So you send this countries to. Okay. So, and I just want the country name, right? I export this, and I can ask ChatGPT like something like this. Say, so you put your country list, right? Upon my list of countries, can you generate me 1,000 record with UUIDs, full names, countries, and cities, and please try to create full name countries, phones, countries, and cities, and please try to create full names based on the country, and format phone numbers by countries. Okay, for example. So I you say, okay, I have, this is my country. upon my list of countries, can you generate 1,000 records, right?
Is there a limit to how much data you can generate? Like if you asked it to generate a million
yeah.
records, I assume
No, a
it would
million
be.
record, it will tell you no. So column include UUID, full name, phone, countries, and city, correct? Yes. So you say 1 equal yes, right? 2, font formatting. Do you want me to apply the same pattern logic we used earlier, right? So he remembers for France, Greece, and I say yes. So you said 1 is yes and 2 is yes. Okay. So it's good because you see how I'm doing it, and then you see how it reacts, right? And now you can use it, right? To generate data, it's great. I don't use my other website I was using before, because this is way smarter. Because I can send a list of something, like for example, like I just did, send a list of country you have, and you want sample data that match these countries, or sometime I want the sample data to match UUIDs, right? I'm going to show you something great. How to generate, So it's yeah. So that's limits. So let's ask. So let's see. See the phones. Phones didn't really work, right? He based Alex Hunter the same. See, and the phone didn't work well. Unknown city. So you see, it didn't work well. So okay, so this is because I was there. Let's go to Pro. And so I changed to Pro. And I want to see why set post here. How many records do I have here? Because it didn't generate well, right? And I have the same Alex Hunter guy here, always, right? So unknown cities, Liechtenstein, Serbia. I didn't even send that country over there. Okay, so let's go and try again. And there's too many problems, like unknown city and the same Alex Hunter name again and again, right? And 0000 as phone numbers. So let's now switch to Pro, right? And see what happens. That's a good demo for me too, So what it's doing? Significant. See? I
Okay.
let you see.
Mm-hmm.
For the unsupported country, rather, I use focus on EU country and USA. Yeah. Okay. City list record generation and compile. See, okay, the thinking is obviously not the same. Okay, it takes longer, right? So, and that could be a nice demo to see the difference between the free, the plus, right, and the pro.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, when you know, using the pro is where I got the result I wanted. And I saw a huge difference, especially when, you know, our, it needs to analyze very complex stuff.
Yes.
Because, you know, yesterday I was thinking about, you know, the hallucination. They call that hallucination, you know, for ChatGPT.
When it begins
Where,
telling you random stuff that doesn't actually exist.
yeah, like for example, you know, for my pinball here, I'm using ChatGPT here to fix it. So here, right, he was telling me to do something, right? And I say, yeah, okay, if I'm going to do that, right, like this, you know, I said, okay, uh, okay, so you see, so I had a problem with my, it was, I got these two wires and I didn't know, you know, what was it, right? So it was able to analyze what it was. It's pretty wild, right? I mean, he saw the color here, right? And he told me pretty much, you know, so I don't see, you know, I don't see what he said me to do, right? Okay, which language? Here so I try to find out where I ask, because he told me something. I said everything connects, and I said, okay, so maybe I delete the thing, but pretty much he was asking me to do something like, if I do that, I don't think I should do that, you know. You know, he gave, okay, he gave me he gave me clues, a real thing, right? So like this, you know, it said me this is a lamp matrix column 3, which was right, this right. And thanks to this, I could find the culprits, right? Where, you know, it was this here, this plate here was going, the wires, you know, see you have the gray, right? The gray and red. And actually, I found it, um, uh, you know, well, I found it, right? But without ChatGPT giving me the, you know, the answer, I will never be able to do that, never. So so sometime, you know, he might not be right, but give you a lot of clues, right? So here you know, we still doing things here. So what is doing? So US phone number is the data set random area 106. Because he tried to, I should have said, I don't care if the city matched the country. right? I should have said what I want, right? Because now he's assuming that I want everything matching, the phone, the name, and the city matching the country, right? Which is trying to do, and we'll see if he's doing it, right? And I said 1,000 records. It's not like 10 or 15 or 100. It's 1,000. So we'll see if the $200 a month is worth it or not. So far, it proves me that it is. No. Okay, Manchester for the UK, Paris. It's funny to see what he's doing. Vatican City. Andorra and Monaco, microstates. I was in Monaco today too. Okay. Okay. Finalizing data sets. No non-city, no repeated. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Well, phone number still doesn't work. It says 0000000, right? But the city, it didn't work. Name is better, right?
Mm-hmm.
But phone numbers, it didn't work. And city is the same city. So if you want, I can also balance. Okay. Yeah. So I don't, so
It
maybe
has
because
limitations.
it
Yeah.
has limitation. And okay, so maybe I should say, okay, um, generate, um, so fix, because obviously it didn't work. So fix. So I say, okay, name are correct. Now, don't try to match the city with the country. Okay. Just try to match the phone, which you missed on this file. But that's limitation, right? But I never asked for something like this, but I'm asking things like so let's stop this and let's switch to auto to make it faster. Okay. See if it's enough. The auto, it decides automatically where to go. But definitely that's limitations. So I'm going to ask how many record I can ask. Because here it was trying to fix too many things, but it wasn't so complicated. Why it didn't do it? Because too much, maybe. And this is a country. Why you put her? Why put a comma here? Like a quote. Something went wrong. Okay. Analyze this post. Yeah, I'm stuck here. So let's close this and relaunch. So webinars here. So maybe what happened is my chat's too big, and I switched from one topic to another. So let's start a new one, okay, and see how it happened, how we manage this. Okay, new. So I'm going to send this file, not this one. This one is, So I'm going to ask the same question, right? Generate. So let's say 200, okay, records, and 200 sample records with UUIDs, full names, upon my country list, generates 200 sample record, full name, phone, and cities, right? Format the phone by country, but don't care about the city. Just put no, just say that. Let's see what happened with a new chat, right? Because I think this is what happened. The chat is there's too many things confusing. So the new chat, it doesn't remember what I asked before. It just remember what I asked ChatGPT to remember across chats, right? Like, for example, this list of country, I can say, remember that list, right? But I don't, because I don't want to pollute my stuff. Okay, so let's see what happens here. See, phone number has problem, right? So phone number has problem. So check phones. So country code is 0 in most of them. Show. So it's going to show me a preview, right? And before generating. But it's nice, you can see what here the preview is still 0, right? Oh, old phone fixed, but it doesn't work. So okay, so screenshots, okay, and say, okay, why is this still broken? Okay. Add or missing.
Would it be worth to like start a different conversation?
Yes, yeah, it's better. So I'm going to ask the limits, right? Because I switched too many topics, from the beginning. We bounce from one topic to another and another and another. Ask this, then that, then those, right? And it couldn't understand anymore, what you want really, right? So here it works, right? So yeah, you need to be very specific, right? So most of the time, like now, for example, you had some trouble and you put some effort to fix this. So now you say, can you give me the prompts to get that file? Then I can store it, the proper prompt. Then from that to generate that file, then I can store it and send it to you for further use in JSON. Okay, so it's going to give me the prompts, right, that I can use to get, right, to get that file.
So then you'll take this prompt and put it in a new chat completely.
Exactly. So
Okay.
if you have like a prompt library and you say, hey, by the way, I need that file, boom, you send a prompt, you send that, right, and it will generate the file with all the thing we just went through, right? So this is how you do. You come here, you send things, you fix things, understand what exactly you want to do, knowing that is extremely lazy, right? It is lazy, It could have fixed this in the first place, but then no. Do you really want me to do that? You say, yes, I want. Do I add all missing, or only those 6? No, add all of them, right? But you need to force, right? And then you get the prompt, right? And you store this, but that will be another story because I did that webinar like last year or something like this, right? Correct? And maybe I can do that the next, you want next week, next Wednesday, one day, right?
Yes, I need a single
Okay.
day.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, let's do. Okay, how would you have you phrase that?
Yeah, how you do, do you have, did we set up like, how to configure FileMaker? How long I said this one?
The configuring the AI account was a 3-day
Yes.
thing.
Oh, this is too much. This is where you put that one day, put that Wednesday,
Okay.
because that's easy. That's super easy. I mean, it doesn't. And I will introduce this, and I will talk about the prompt at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, and then you have 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 days. So you have 2 weeks, and then I'm going to add another one.
Okay.
Okay, so that fixed the day for Wednesday.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, because I realized, I was looking for topics, and I realized that this to configure this, right? You don't need to have like 3 days on this, no.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, one day, yeah, and I'm going to use a file that I already have, and it's a prompt library, so I'm going to use this, right? And using the JSON is the best to communicate, to create prompts, right? when you want to create prompts like this, when you want to create pre-generated prompts like this, automatic prompts, that's the best way, right? But you see, you need to be organized in a certain way. You know, you have the task, you have the parameters, right? Then you have rules and the rules of the parameters, and then you have the rules for the phone, right? Then you have the country codes, right? So each time you have something and then rules. For example, this you have task, then you have parameters, and without the parameters, you have rules for the parameters. And then for fonts, you have rules and format, right? See how it is? So it's pretty much what we discussed, before, right? It was interesting. And yeah, so he said, okay, I want to see that. So usually you can send a JSON to me or your API endpoint. Just attach your credit, yeah, and change red count, or file name using 5,000. Okay. Would you like me to do a shorter version? Yeah, I want to see the shorter version. What do you mean by shorter version? Okay, yeah, he's using like ISO codes, country codes, right? So okay, so you can see the name, see file name output, file name type, CSV, see? So you can, yeah, that's cool. And would you like me to include an example C commands? No, it's okay. No, it's okay. Just wanted to know what is your records counts limits for sample data? Okay, for sending here how it works. Up to 5,000 record, totally fine in one request CSV JSON. Between 5,000, 2,000, still possible. It's better to chunk like 4 or 5,000 to keep memory and tokens use efficiency. Above 20, I recommend generating batches like 10,000 at a time because large table can exceed output limit and get truncated. For CSV output, yeah. So the sweet spot is 1,000, 2,000. That's why I was asking 1,000 because I know that the sweet spot, like he says, right? No, just wondering. Okay. And so you have the answer, yeah.
Cool. In that case, I think we're good to wrap up.
Yeah, we good.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I hope you have a lovely day.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.